Welcome everyone, this is Aaron Burt Golf, and today we are playing River Downs Golf Club in Finksburg, Maryland, just northwest of Baltimore, Maryland. I did get there early enough to get a small bucket to warm up. They do have a grass range, which was relatively nice to be able to hit off grass before the round started. I've played here once before. Prior time here I shot 79, so I'm hoping to improve on that. From what I remembered before we got on the course, the greens were relatively slow last time, so I'm hoping they're a little better this time. Alright, so first hole we have a par 5. It's downhill and then back uphill, slight little dogleg left, playing about 500 yards. First shot, I took my 4-iron, played a little right to left, push draw. I ended up, maybe 240 yards down in the fairway. Had about 260 left on my watch. To the flag, figured keep it on the left side. Kind of overhit it in a sense. It rolled out a little farther than I thought it was going to. So I ended up being up on the left side in the rough. Have about 48 yards left here to the flag. In my head I'm thinking that the flag is tucked behind this little ledge, so I kind of want to land it on the ledge and let it roll out, knowing that I'm in the rough. I'm not going to be able to get a ton of spin, so I execute pretty much exactly what I wanted to do. Maybe I put it a little too far to the left, but the end result ended up being, phenomenal. I can't say much more about that. Starting off with an early birdie. Moving on to hole 2, we have a decent length par 4 at about 414 yards. The fairway is split into 2 tiers. One is like a top shelf that I'm hitting on to now, and then on the next shot you'll see that it kind of separates at a post and then drops down to a second tier below. My goal was just to get it down as far as I could on the deck with some control, so I hit another little push draw with my 4-iron to get me down in a position where I could see the flag. I have about 185 left, so I pull out my 6-iron, similar shot, another push draw, get it back online with the flag, and ended up having a good result. It landed middle green with some spin, and gave me a good chance to get birdie. Happy with everything so far on this hole. This was my first long putt on the greens today at River Downs, and you could tell that the greens were slow. I mean, I'm putting downhill and the ball stopped short, so that was a good premonition of what was to come, and now I'm starting to get it in my head that these greens are going to be slow. Up next we have hole number 3, which is a shorter par 3 on the course, playing about, I want to say 149 yards is what I had on my watch, 150. Scorecard says 156, but they had most of the blue tees moved up a little closer to the whites today. So I have my, I believe, 9-iron out, and I'm just trying to get it onto the back edge of the green. It was back pin position on hole 3. Pretty good shot, just left it a little bit to the left side of the flag, but still happy with the end result. An 8-foot putt from the fringe is never gonna have me complaining. As you can see, still left it short, still got to adjust to these greens, just very, very slow. So it might take a while. I didn't get a chance to putt before I got on the course. Next we have hole 4, slight dog leg right over a little mound. Nothing too exciting, but a good chance for me to pull out, some shot shape, no trees in the way on that right side. So I anchor up to hit a nice right to left draw. I've really been working on trying to get a draw in my game. My entire life, I've only been playing for 4 years, but throughout those 4 years I've played mostly a fade with all of my shots, and I've really been trying to force myself to hit, both directions and give myself a chance on any hole that has direction. Good shot, landed in the fairway, rolled out to the left side of the rough. I think I had about 140 left. I'm using my pitching wedge, and I'm kind of trying to hit a knockdown because it was sitting in the rough and a nice little flyer lie, and I ended up landing past the flag, but since the greens were relatively slow, it only rolled out about 4 or 5 feet and gave me a good look for birdie. Just not a really good putt on my part. Again, shorted the putt and got the break wrong, but luckily enough I got it close enough to have a little tap in par, and we move on to hole number 5. So hole number 5 is usually one of the longer par 5s on the course. It usually plays about 540, but they were doing some work to the back tee boxes, so they had the blue tees up next to the white tees, and it was playing about 470. I absolutely clobber that ball, dead center fairway, sitting with about 149 left to the hole. Pulled out my pitching wedge, was feeling pretty confident, put the camera on, clicked record, and then unfortunately my camera overheated. It really is a shame that I didn't get it on video. It was a very, very good shot by me. Ended up, like I said, taking the pitching wedge, put it right on the front of the green, and it rolled out about 5 feet. As you can see, my ball mark from the shot is right there at the bottom of the screen. I will go ahead and throw up an arrow for you now. But yeah, all in all, just a good shot, and we're going to end up walking out with an eagle here. So super unfortunate that my phone keeps overheating. Next time we go out, I'll have to bring a towel or something to put over it so it stays cool. So while my phone was sitting in the cart cooling off, I played 6 and 7 without filming, but I will talk about each hole and how I did. Hole number 6 is par 4. It's about 373 yards. I believe I hit my drive to the right in the rough and then got back on the green with my second shot. Ended up getting a par after a 2-putt. Pretty solid hole. I got no complaints on how I played on that, and the actual design of the hole is pretty nice. Hole 7 is a longer par 3. They did have the back tee box open yesterday, so it was playing about 185 yards, slightly uphill, so it plays closer to 190. Took a 5-iron, put it on the front of the green, again 2-putted. Just still slow greens is all I can say about that. The greens are just super slow. I was leaving everything short. Alrighty, now that we're on hole 8, I was able to pull my phone out. It had stopped being overheated, and luckily I was able to film this hole in its entirety. So first shot, we got hole number 8, like I said, par 4. It's playing about 392. I'm using my 3-wood, and I'm thinking about keeping it low and just running it right to left. Absolutely perfect, exactly what I wanted. Kept it low, rolled out a ton, took a huge bounce when it hit the ground. Ended up only having about 100 yards left, maybe 98 yards total to the flag. Super happy at this point. Unfortunately, my second shot got a little thick, as you can see from that massive chunk of grass flying forward there. So landed a little short. I'm on the fringe, but dead parallel with the flag. I mean, they couldn't have been in more line with the flag. So just a little fat, a little unfortunate. But happy to, once again try and have a chance at birdie. Alrighty, last up for this video, we have hole number 9, which is a par 5, playing 549 yards today. It was moved up a little bit. It plays a little odd because the fairway is separated into a couple different decks. So I'm taking 3-wood here, trying to get it down to the end of that deck on the left. Caught it a little thick, just a little bit behind the ball, but because the wind was behind me, it pushed it down really well. Ended up taking a huge bounce to the left and running off the deck. And unfortunately, as I was going down to hit this ball, you can see I'm getting ready to set up. My phone overheated again. Man, I really could not catch a break with my camera today. It's my fault. I was out in 102-degree weather. I should have expected that it would happen once or twice. As you can see, I got about 125 to the hole. Hit it fat again and landed in the front bunker. At this point, I'm just kind of, getting a little tired and thinking about how I can get out of this hole with staying, 3 under par for the front 9. End up hitting a beauty. Left about 4 feet left to the hole. And just, walked up feeling confident, get this par. that does it as far as the video goes of what I recorded. At this point, my phone was dying. I only had about 10% left on my charge. So all I could film was the front 9, but I did want to show you guys the whole scorecard. This is the entire round, all pretty much dealt into stats. So you can see my fairways, greens, putts, up and downs. So check out the stats, check out everything you see. Ended up shooting 71. Have a good one, guys.